Hi, and welcome. So this is the messages for the month of December for all signs. As we get started, first of all, I'm going to do things a little bit differently. We're going to start off with the air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, right, Miss Daisy? And as I move forward, we will then do water signs, then fire signs, then earth signs. All right, getting started with the air signs, starting off with Gemini. So Gemini, now again, let me just reiterate something. Let me just make something clear. I really don't like tarot cards. I really don't need tarot cards. I don't. As a matter of fact, tarot cards confuse the hell out of me. But I know you like to see them, so I'm going to put them up for your viewing, not mine. So the Queen of Cups comes up for Gemini. So Gemini, what does the Queen of Cups talk about? It talks about needing counseling, perhaps therapy. It talks also about having a person who is very compassionate. Perhaps it's yourself or it's somebody else around you. Now, where I'm going to get into details talks about Geminis. Listen, counseling, therapy. I think almost every single person in this world, without offending anybody, could use some type of counseling. Now, some of you may be training at a job. Some of you may be going to therapy, going to counseling, but it may not be for the exact issue that you need to address. There might be some problems here for you because of the fact that you don't feel like you're getting enough out of whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's counseling, whether it's therapy, whether it's medication treatment, whether it's whatever the situation, whatever your situation is. It's going to be different for each one of you. But some of you need to know that whether it's your medications, they're not going to do all the magic for you. You need to also add to something with your actions, with good choices, with good decisions, okay? Understanding that every single choice and decision that you make will have a consequence. Now, whether that consequence turns out to be a good one, or a learning one, or a bad one, depends on you and what you do. Not what 20 other readers tell you, not even what I tell you. It's what you, who's in charge of you, it's what you decide to do. Okay? Let me just get you on the right page. Not just air signs, but all zodiac signs. We are here to be a guide for you, to give you a better scope, a vision, an introduction, an opportunity, a choice into different decisions that you can make based on the readings that we give you. We are not here to tell you do this, don't do that, you should do this, you should do that. Spirit will never tell you what to do. Spirit will give you the options in front of you. Sometimes Spirit, the universe, your higher power, God, whatever your belief is, will not allow you to access certain things, certain people, certain places, certain opportunities, because it's not the right time. A lot of us have control issues where we think we can control timing. And actually, the only time you can control is what time you're going to get up, and what time you're going to go to bed, and what time you're going to leave to go to work, and what time this and what time that. But you will not control when the universe, God, your higher power, the angels, whoever, decides to do what it is they need to do for you. See, they have your highest and best interest at heart. They are wanting to time it just right so that you are in the right mind space, so that you are in the right emotional space, even physical space, where you need to be in order to accept whatever's coming towards you. You're going to get lessons, okay, Gemini, everybody, you're going to get lessons every single day. You're going to get choices every single day. You're going to suffer consequences or enjoy consequences every single day. The result of your choices and decisions. Now, moving forward. Gemini, you've been distracted. You've been struggling. You've been not sure where to place certain things. Maybe even thoughts and decisions. You're not sure which box you need to store them in because they're taking up too much space in your head. For some of you, Geminis, you're not sorting through, weeding out the weeds, so to speak, the way you need to. There's an energy about you that just wants to get it done. There's an energy about you that just doesn't care. There's an energy about you that feels it doesn't matter. And neither one of them is a good answer. So let's go with D. Okay? All of the above, not a good answer. You need to start giving a shit more about yourself than you do the other person or the other people in your life. For some of you, you have been consuming all the energy around you and keeping your mind limited on your ability to think, to rationalize, to understand and experience, to create the diversions that are needed so that you don't stay fixed on one thing. Some of you, the word obsession sound familiar? Yeah. For some of you, you're dealing with somebody who may be gaslighting you, just sprinkling a few breadcrumbs, just enough to keep you in it, just so that they're secure and know that you're there when they want you, but they're not there when you need them. For some of you, you've satisfied your mind that this is enough. You've become complacent. You've become adaptive to your surroundings, to their behavior, to their actions. And you keep telling yourself it's okay, or you keep saying that it's going to change, or you keep believing that they're actually somebody who you think they are, or who you want them to be. But in fact, you're not paying attention to the actions that they're showing you because somebody's showing you who they are. But you're choosing to believe, no, there's somebody else. They can be all this because one time they showed me how they could be so wonderful. And I want that part back again. So I keep trying and trying and trying because I know that person that I met in the beginning is going to come back. I know this behavior that they have right now. I know these indecisions. I know they're cheating. I know they're lying. I know it's all, just a front right now. I know that sooner or later they're going to realize how great I am, how wonderful I am, and they're going to come back to me. How's that working out for you? How's that working out for you? Has it happened yet? How long have you been investing in this person, this situation? How much effort or energy are they actually putting in, Gemini? How much? Who's doing what? Do you need to write it down? Pros and cons? Gemini, we are getting ready to go into January 2024. And if you look back at the months or years that you've spent investing in something that has no return, that has no value, that's proven over and over that they don't care. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. I'm trying to spare your feelings. I am trying to help you to set yourself into a better mode, position, feeling, emotion, mindset to get you to have a wonderful 2024. See, everything that happened already in the past it's pointless. It's worthless. Doesn't matter. It'll never define you. Your past will never define you. Today matters. Tomorrow, when it comes, it will matter. When you're in tomorrow, today will be a yesterday. You see what I'm saying? So I need you to want to be better today. I need to get you to where you feel you're creating a better version of yourself than you were yesterday. Okay? It's the only thing I want you to worry about is yesterday is comparing who you were to who you are. Some of you in this relationship, some of you in a situationship, you may have lost that person. They may have walked away. You may have broken up, whatever the case may be. But the only real thing that you lost, Gemini, was you. You lost who you were. You lost your morals. You lost your value. You lost your boundaries. Wouldn't it be nice to give yourself the most precious Christmas present of all? Finding you. Remembering you. Start trying to focus on the happy moments that you had as a child. The way Christmas made you feel. The way waking up in the morning, Christmas morning, running out to the tree on Christmas. Now listen, maybe some of you didn't have that type of Christmas, and that's okay too. I don't care if you sat in a car Christmas morning and you woke up, but you had somebody who cared about you and loved you right next to you, whether that's a mother, a grandmother, I don't care who it was. But find whatever is meaningful, whatever that you can find to appreciate and be glad and acknowledge your childhood, the good parts of it. For some of you, what you're doing right now is not what you're deserving of. What you're accepting in your life right now is not meant for you. That wasn't God's plan. If you start off your mornings being grateful for everything that you have, thanking God for your pillow, for your bed, for your couch, for the floor, for whatever you have. I'm not worried about what you don't have. Nobody cares what you don't have. You shouldn't care what you don't have. Focus on what you do have right now. And if you're watching this video, you have a phone or a tablet or a computer. You have internet access. You have H&G family right here with you. You have breath in your lungs because you're watching me. You have vision because you can see me, or you have hearing because you can hear me. There is always, I promise you, always something to be grateful for. And no matter where you are in life, I don't care if you're the richest person in the world, there's always going to be a time where you can see what you want and compare it to what you have. The best way to achieve your goals, your happiness, because that's what we all want, right, is happiness, is to appreciate what you do have. Be grateful for what you do have. If you were struggling with addiction, Geminis, whether it's drugs, alcohol, porn, sex, whatever, if you're focusing on that and you're trying to make better choices, once again, if you're trying to recover, don't beat yourself up. If you're relapsed, relapse is part of recovery. Don't beat yourself up. If you had a bad day yesterday, don't beat yourself up for anything. Just look at the moment that you're in right now. I don't care what you did 10 minutes ago. If right now you realize you need to be in a better space, make better choices and better decisions, then start now. Gemini, December is going to prepare you for January. Now, what you decide to do with your December is up to you. I'm not in charge of that. You get to decide. You are the author and finisher of your story. You get to write the way you want to write it. You get to choose the characters that are going to play in this story. You get to delete people that you don't want in there anymore. You get to decide the outcome. You get to decide how this story will end. This story will be written for many years because you will be alive for many years. Hopefully, right? Hopefully. We're not promised tomorrow, which is why it's important to do what you need to do today. Remember to tell those people that you love them today. Remember to tell the people that you're grateful for, you appreciate, tell them today. You may not get the chance tomorrow because they may not be here or you may not be here. It doesn't have a time on it. There is no guarantee. There's no guarantee of when we're leaving. There was no guarantee exactly the moment we were coming in. Yeah, doctors can try to say, okay, in August you're due or whatever, but they don't always know because it's never their final decision. It's God's plan, okay? So, Geminis, December can be wonderful. It can be as amazing, miraculous, full of blessings as you want it to be. You can choose to find the silver lining in every gray cloud there is. Every gray cloud will have a silver lining. Maybe something won't go the way you want it to. Maybe an offer or an opportunity doesn't get offered to you. But there's a reason for that, because there's something better coming. So don't doubt yourself. And maybe you got to go on blind faith. Maybe that's what you need to do. Okay? Gemini. Libra. I too am Libra, so I can't wait to see what messages we get for Libra. This is why I really don't like to do the monthlies, because I got to read my own self too with this, and I don't like it. Okay, so Libra, Three of Swords. So Libra, during the month of December, there is going to be somebody returning from the past. Somebody's going to try. Now, whether you let them in the door, Libra, is up to you. Whether you've had enough, Libra, is up to you. Whether you think they're coming with good intentions is up to you. Whether you believe that they're bullshitting, manipulating, and just trying to get back into the space where they were so they can be comfortable and enjoy more, take advantage more, disrespect you more, intimidate you more, take away your value more, or for a few small of you, and I mean like 4, maybe somebody's coming back because they realize that they were wrong. They realize that they spoke out of turn. They realize that they misspoke. They realize that they didn't appreciate what they had with you. They realized your value once they lost you. There's a few of you, about 4 of you. But the person that you were dealing with can't maintain that flow. They can't maintain their balance. They get distracted with other things around them, whether it's temptation for cheating or whatever, whether it's lying because they don't know how to be truthful or honest. They don't feel that they need to tell you everything that's going on. They don't feel that it's your business, so to speak. They'll continue to hide their phone or keep it locked in that code or keep the volume down so you don't know somebody called or whatever. For some of you, they're going to continue to play these games. So you're just stepping back in to the same bullshit. You know, I loved when I helped many people through recovery. And the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different outcome. It's like, oh, this time I'm not going to use that much. I'm just going to use a little bit. Prevent an overdose. No, because as potent as something might be, just a little bit might be enough just to kill you. So the problem is, excuse me, my allergies and sinuses have been terrible. So excuse me for clearing my throat and all that. All right, so the reality is that there is a third-party situation or issue going on with you, Libra, whether you realize it or not. Keep wondering what keeps causing these arguments, what keeps causing this fight, what keeps making them so agitated when they talk to me, what makes them so standoffish, why don't they include me, why do they keep me from their friends or family, why am I the secret in the relationship? Because you might be the third party. See, all this time you might have thought that you were the number 1 person, when in fact, you were number 2. Because number 1 is the person that they keep going back to, taking care of, making payments for them or doing whatever. And you, being the side chick or the side man, whatever, side piece, chicken nugget, whatever you are, you might be the one that gives them the things that the other person doesn't. See, the other person is the one that's always receiving. And then you are the one who's always giving. So they got to come back up to you to fill up their tank, and then they go fill the tank over there to that other person. You see what this does? For some of you, you're settling for something that you don't deserve. You're settling because being alone scares you. Being alone isn't what makes you comfortable. Maybe you don't like when there's nobody else there with you. Maybe you don't like that feeling of going to bed at night and you're alone. Maybe you're afraid. Maybe it's your anxiety that worries you that when nobody's around, you're not safe, or there's nobody there to protect you. I understand. This heartbreak that you've suffered, Libra, and I do mean suffering, and you do go through the grief experience with breakups. You do. It is grieving. It's emotional pain that you're struggling with. For some of you, it's a divorce. For some of you, it may be a loss. Maybe someone passed away. Maybe that was your significant other. Maybe you don't know how to deal with that. For some of you, maybe you're suffering and struggling with depression because of this change that happened, because of this tower moment that so-called came in and broke the two of you apart. This was dwelling and dwindling, and it was laying around, waiting to just explode. You knew that, but you chose not to see the red flags. You chose, maybe if I act better, maybe if I don't upset them, maybe if I don't push their buttons, maybe if I don't, initiate the triggers, maybe if I just do what they want me to do, maybe if I don't get jealous, maybe if I don't get sad, maybe if I don't ask any questions, maybe if you just didn't exist, because you're not able to be who you want to be. You're not able to express what you want to express. You can't share your emotions or concerns or feelings. They're not validating how you feel or how something hurts you or bothers you that they do. They're not caring about that. That's not love. When you can't go to your partner and say, hey, you know what? I am not trying to be a bitch. I am not trying to piss you off. But I don't like the way you make me feel when you do this. I don't like how it makes me feel. I don't like the fact that I have to be quiet, or I have to turn the cheek, or I have to look the other way, or I have to pretend I didn't hear it. In other words, you're asking them to give you the attention that they're giving to somebody else. There's no rhyme or reason why you're with somebody that they're giving someone else more attention than they're giving the person that they're supposed to be in love with and in a relationship with. It's okay if they talk and joke and converse with other people. There is nothing wrong with that. That is wonderful to have a partner who's sociable and friendly and helpful and caring. But there's a boundary. There's a boundary. If your person is not prioritizing you, is not putting your emotional, mental, even physical needs first, but they're going out and filling everybody else's tank up, you have to decide if that's something you want to settle for. Because you know what? This broken heart, it's real. It's real. And then it's funny because then at the end of the day, when you and your partner, you go to bed, you get ready to go to sleep. Now they want to be intimate with you. Is it because they're in love with you? Or is it just because they're just needing to have a good time right now? After all day of ignoring you, or not complimenting you, or not appreciating you, or not showing you that you're up here on this pedestal and everybody else I dealt with, they're just regular. They're just regular people who I just give respect to and I talk to and communicate. But everybody sees how much I value you, how much I love you. You see it. More than anything, you see it. Then, of course, when you go to bed, you're going to be all happy to be friendly and lovey and everything. But when they're mistreating you during the day, and then you're going in there, you're like, oh, no, I got a headache tonight. I can't. I'm sorry. I don't feel good. That's the first thing we say, right? I don't feel good. It's not that we don't feel good physically. It's that here and here, you messed us up. So be honest with your partner. Speak as loudly as you can, not loudly as in tone, meaning tell them exactly what you need to say. Be like, I really care a lot about you. I enjoy being with you. I like you as my boyfriend. At least I thought I did. But lately, you haven't been giving me the attention that I need. You haven't been giving me the validation that I need. You haven't been listening to me or caring how I feel. For some of you, you can sit there and say, you know what, I actually sat there and had tears coming down my eyes and you ignored me. You didn't ask me what's wrong. Are you okay? Is there anything I can do? You ignored me. You went on your phone. You're talking to your friends. Talking to the neighbor. Doing whatever. But you ignored me. So you're crying out for attention. You're crying out for help. You're saying, look, this relationship is falling apart and I'm asking you to help me rescue it. And you're refusing to see it. That's not somebody who loves you. That's not somebody who's putting you first. That's not somebody that you want to be with. If you have to beg for somebody's attention, they're not just freely giving it to you, please don't stay. Please get out of it. Because if you didn't matter when you were with them, you won't matter when you leave. For some of you, You're staying in it. You're staying in it. You're trying because you don't want to be alone. But if they're not talking to you, if they're not interacting with you, if they're not spending time watching TV or movies or going out for walks and going in nature or maybe going out and helping other people together, if they're not with you on the same page, you're alone anyway. You're still feeling alone. When you're turning your back on them in the bedroom and you're sleeping and you turn your back to them, that's saying something. It's speaking a lot of words that aren't even have to be said. Your body language will speak volumes. Sometimes you don't have to say anything. And if your partner knows you well enough, that silence is going to tell them the whole story. And they're going to respond appropriately to you and address all those issues if they give a shit. And if they don't, you have to be strong enough. No matter how much it hurts, you have to be strong enough to walk away. Understand? You don't want it to get to a physical altercation. You don't want to have this verbal argument. I personally won't waste my time arguing with you. I will take my time and speak very quietly to you and tell you, this is how I'm feeling. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I need to stay in this committed relationship. This is the price that it costs for you to be with me. This is what I need. If you can't give me that, that's cool. I'm not judging you. But you're not for me. You're not for me. Obviously, I thought you were, but I guess you're not. And that's okay too. So you know what? You just agree to disagree and part ways. So you know what? It's just not working out. There's no need to go back and forth. I've tried to express it to you over and over. You're not listening. You don't care. Because if they care, they're going to respond, not react. There's a difference. Not react. They're going to respond. All right? Trust your gut. Trust your intuition. You know when somebody's looking at you, what they're feeling. You know by their body language, whether they're facing you frontwards or they're turning to the side, that they don't want to hear what you got to say. You know when somebody's breadcrumbing you, gaslighting you. You know when somebody is just doing just enough to get by. Don't let people skimp on you. Don't let people misuse you, mistreat you, or misjudge you. Because at the end of the day, you're the only one who can protect you. All right? So Libras, December's rough for you. You got some really heavy heart decisions to make. But when you're trying to make these decisions, Libra, focus on your heart. Come from a place of love in every single thing you say or do. Don't try to lash out at them. If they start calling you names, if they start arguing with you, just wait. And when they're done, say, are you finished? How does that make you feel now? That you talk to me like that? That you talk down to me, worse than you would talk to a dog? How's that make you feel? You feeling like you're powerful now? You feeling in control? So you done? And they'll probably say, yeah, I'm done. And that's when you turn around and you say, you know what? So am I. Bye. And you leave. That's it. That's it. You leave. Okay? Aquarius. So Aquarius, here we go. Aquarius, right now, as I can see it, you have the Four of Cups. Aquarius, you have the Four of Cups. Now with the Four of Cups, either somebody's not interested in what you're offering, somebody's not ready to come back and revisit a situation, a conversation. For some of you, this may be somebody having regrets right now on the way things happened or ended. But right now, it's somebody's definitely refusing an offer, an opportunity. Somebody's not even considering it. It's not even on the table at this point for discussion. For some of you, This could be about work. This could be about a lot of other things that you missed out on an opportunity. And you're like, oh, damn. I should have did it while I had a chance. Well, you should have. For some of you, you might be focusing just on the negative stuff. You may not be focusing where you need to put your focus. Maybe instead of focusing on everything that's wrong, focus on the things that are right in your life right now. Focus on the things that are going to get you to the next level, okay? Focus on your goals and your achievement. Make yourself a vision board. Know where you are and where you want to be. Some of you are extremely frustrated, maybe even with yourself. Maybe feeling like you're stuck in this one position. Maybe feeling like you don't know what to do or what to choose. Maybe the Two of Swords is showing up for you and you've got to cut something out in order to achieve the next goal. You have to make a sacrifice somewhere. For some of you, you might just be bored with life. You might not have anything going on socially. You might not be involved with the family too much. You may be the black sheep of your family. You may be the one who's the pot calling the kettle black. In other words, you're real good at pointing out the problems for everybody else, but you're not looking in the mirror. For some of you, I must say, Aquarius, that you may be passing judgment on someone else. For some of you, Aquarians, you're trying to think like the other person. You think you have all the answers. You know exactly what, this, that, and the other thing. Why something happened, why somebody acted the way they did, why they said what they did. No, you're wrong. You don't have a clue. You don't have a clue. You are very impulsive. You are very demanding. You are very attention-seeking. You are definitely getting in your own way, Aquarius. Sometimes you need to be quiet. You hear me? Aquarius, sometimes you need to be quiet. Sometimes you're doing so much of this, you're not listening. And when you don't listen, you can't get the answers that you're needing. Sometimes, even with your partner, if you just be quiet, they'll spill their own beans. Just let them talk. Don't make no actions, no reactions, no facial expressions, nothing, just sit there. If you leave the door open, someone will walk through it. I promise you. I promise you. But if you're trying to drill them, they're not at the police station. They're going to get defensive. They're like, man, what is this person looking for? They want me to say some shit so they can nail me, so they can blame me. People get very defensive. Life has taught them to get very defensive. So you must be careful of your approach. You must approach things very gingerly, very carefully, cautiously. If you're wanting to know the answers, but they're muzzling up on you, they're like playing possum. They're playing dead. Like, I know you hear me. I don't know why you're not answering me. They're going to just let you keep saying that. They're not going to say nothing because they're having fun with that. They're having fun that you're getting pissed because you're trying to find something out and they ain't going to tell you. And the more you ask, the more they're not going to tell you. So the best thing that you can do is act like you don't care. Keep paying attention. You'll notice their actions. You'll notice them leaving and coming. You'll notice their routines. You'll notice the changes. You're going to see everything light up right in front of you to give you all the answers that you seek if you just be quiet. Shh. Shh. You can be very pushy, type A personality, Aquarius. A lot of people don't like that too much. For some of you Aquarians, you're always wanting it to be your way. It doesn't happen like that. You must compromise, okay? For some Aquarians, it's almost like you're waiting on something and you're waiting on something and it's still not showing up and you're wondering why. Because you haven't changed. You have not changed. And it doesn't matter whether the other person knows you changed or not. The universe knows you didn't change. So the universe is going to make sure that the other person stays away from you. So if you think nobody's watching, you're wrong. You have got to make some changes, Aquarius, in order to get what it is that you want. You first need to fix you. Stop pointing the finger. Stop playing the victim. Know that it's you. You need to address things. You need to make changes in your life, your behavior, your mannerism, and the way you treat people. If you want it to change how they treat you, you need to treat them a little bit better. And trust is a whole nother issue for you. But it's only because you're doing things also that they don't know about. So let's not be the pot calling the kettle black. Okay. Water signs. Cancer. All right, Cancer. So, conventional wisdom. Conventional beliefs. Taught beliefs, learned beliefs. Okay? Believing things have to be a certain way. Believing, Cancer, that what you grew up with, the routines, the beliefs, those certain stories, like if you walk under a ladder, it's bad luck. If you break a glass, it's this. Bad luck for 7 years. Don't believe all those fairy tale things that you were told. Don't believe a lot of things that used to be tradition can't change. For some of you, you may be involved with somebody that is from a different ethnicity, a different background, a different religion, whatever. You're going to have to adapt a little bit to the way their beliefs are as well, which means, listen, diversity is a beautiful thing. To me, it is one of the most amazing things. It's like Heinz 57. It's got a little bit of everything in it. And technically, I don't care where you're from, who you are. We all got a little Heinz 57 in us. We all do. You could say, oh, no, I'm straight Italian. No, actually, I'm not. I'm Indian. I'm English. I'm Dutch. I'm a whole lot of things. But my main background is Italian. That's the way I was brought up, under Italian beliefs, Italian behaviors, Italian mannerisms, Italian actions. I wasn't brought up around Dutch or Jewish or Indian. I wasn't brought up like that. I'm aware of it, but I wasn't brought up like that. So like I'm saying, when you look at your ancestry, some of us may even have African American in us. We may have white in us. We may have Chinese in us, Japanese in us, whatever. Use it to your advantage. Who wants to eat food that has no spices on it? Blech. Boiled chicken? I give you boiled chicken, boiled potatoes, and boiled vegetables. You going to enjoy that meal? Even boiled cabbage with nothing. No ham hocks, nothing in it. Ugh. Where's the flavor? So listen, different people, Cancer, that come into your life bring flavor, bring variety, bring newness, bring challenges, bring opportunities, bring blessings. So don't kick a gift horse in the mouth, Cancer, all right? Let me just start right there. Some of you, I don't want to use the word prejudice, but some of you are. I don't want to use the word discriminatory, but some of you are. I don't want to use the word bougie, but some of you are. I don't want to use the word egotistical, but I just did. So what I'm trying to tell you is, it ain't always all about you, Cancer. It's not. Like it or not, it's not. For some of you Cancerians, let me just say, for some of you, you come off like this fearless crusader. You come off like the Knight of Swords. You come off with a lot of intellect in the air, right? You come off taking quick action without thinking. You don't think before you leap. Sooner or later, you're going to be at a cliff where there's a big edge, and you're not going to see that it falls straight down. And you're going to go quick to jump because you didn't think first. And you're going to fall right the hell off that edge. And then you're going to wonder, what the hell happened? How did I just lose it all? I had everything I wanted and I just lost it all. Quick choices, decisions that you didn't think through. You're making too fast of decisions without weighing out or investigating or doing your homework of learning something or about something before you attempt it. Don't be so fast to rush into relationships so quickly, to jump into beds with somebody so quickly. You're always trying to rush. That's why the relationships are not working out. That's why they're not lasting. Because you're showing, evidentially, you're showing them, okay, I just want to go out with you for dinner, and then we're going to go to bed, and then we're just going to, that's it. Now we're going to be a couple. Now, just because you slept with them, you think they want to be a couple? They might have a different idea because as soon as you met them, you slept with them. So they feel like that's what you wanted. Okay, well, that's what you got. See ya. You have to teach people how you want to be treated. You have to show people that you have boundaries. You have to show people that, listen, I am not just easily accessed. You have to earn that privilege to access me by doing certain things, by saying certain things, by treating me a certain way. And then every time something positive is happening between us, I open the door a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more till finally I give you full access to me. But the minute you disrespect me, your access is closed. You're done. You understand? Okay. So for the month of December, slow down. Don't sign contracts without reading that fine print. So many people feel pressured to do it. Oh, I'm going to go buy a new car and I'm just going to sign it. I'm going to just sign it. I just want it because I want that car so bad. I'm just going to sign it. I'm tired. I'm hungry. I want to leave. I don't feel like sitting here this long. I'm frustrated. I just want to sign a paper and get out of here. You sign everything so fast, you get home, you find out your interest rate's 40%. You find out you didn't pay $30,000 for that car, you paid $42,000. It's like, what? They took advantage of me. No, you didn't read the fine print. You have a responsibility in your life as well as the people that you're dealing with. But at the end of the day, you're responsible for you. I'll say it again. For some of you, there's a hoarding issue. For some of you, clean out the clutter. You wonder why this is all confused and you got so much shit around that you're not using, that doesn't need to lay there, that doesn't need to be in your way, that doesn't free the space for feng shui. Like there's no positive energy that can move around here. You can't even meditate without your mind going 100 places because there's too much. It's too much. Yes, you can have too much. Too much of anything is no good. Moderation is key in every single aspect of your life. Just because I have a multivitamin in there, I'm not going to take 20 of them. Say, I want to be super healthy. Doesn't work like that. Doesn't work like that. So you're wanting things to change, Cancer? Those of you with the zodiac sign of Cancer, you're wanting life to change. You're wanting things to get better. You're wanting things to finally go the way you want them to go. Then make it happen. If you plant the seeds now of what you're wanting to harvest for later, make sure you're planting the right seeds. Make sure that these seeds you're planting are going to grow into what it is you're hoping to achieve in the near future. If you're planting shit, you're going to grow shit. See what I'm saying? Okay. Pisces. Pisces, you have the Two of Cups. Pisces, there is a romance that is on the way here. There is somebody who's intrigued by you. There is somebody who's been watching you from a distance, perhaps at work. Perhaps this person is at school. Perhaps this person is just in your social circle. For some of you, this could be even at church. For some of you, it could be a convenient, just unexpected meet-up crossover at the grocery store. You'd be surprised where the universe, where your angels, where God will put and plant someone perfectly. Perfect timing, perfect place. And you never saw it coming. For you to be able to meet this person, for this person to have a reason and a purpose to be in your life. Now, understand, some people are there for a season, and some people are there to stay as long as they humanly possibly can. You don't get to decide, though, what that person was signed up for you for. You don't get to make the decision, and it's not going to be based on your behavior, your actions. It's going to be based on the lessons that come with it. How much schooling you actually need in this particular area that this lesson is coming in as a blessing. But if you misuse a blessing, if you mistreat a blessing, if you deny a blessing, it'll go away. It'll leave. But you do have romance coming around the corner. And that's a great time. Can you imagine finally finding somebody, especially around the magical season of Christmas? Okay, for some, it's a pagan holiday, and my apologies if you don't like it. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Keep going, because in my life, in my upbringing, it is not pagan. My personal opinion doesn't mean I don't respect yours. But since this is my channel, if you are uncomfortable with what I'm saying right now about Christmas, please scroll, fast forward, whatever. I respect your choices and decisions, and you have to respect mine. So anyway, Christmas being such a magical time, this is when a lot of miracles do happen. Let me just share something with you real quick. So my mother got sick right before Christmas, right after Thanksgiving in 2007. And then when we got into the first week of December, she got better. All of a sudden, she got better. I was like, oh, it's the Christmas season. It's miracles, right? It's miracles. And that's why she's getting better. It's December. How could she not? So she came home and she was okay for a week or so. And then within about 10 days, she got sick again. She had heart issues, lung issues. Perhaps cancer, but couldn't really prove all that. Anyway, long story short, she had to go back into the hospital by the third week of December. It was coming up to Christmas Eve. I was hoping she'd be home by then. She started doing better. She finally went to a nursing rehab. Was going to have to be there for maybe a week, and then was going to be able to come home. This was in the third week of December. My brother and I went to go get her from the nursing home. Well, not a nursing home, but a rehab / nursing home. So the one side was rehab and the other side was a nursing home. So we went to go get her from the rehab and bring her home. And when we went there, she wasn't there. Nobody had called us. They told us she was at the emergency room, but we didn't get any call. Nope, none of us, me and my brother and my sister, none of us knew about anything. Well, what was she there for? They wouldn't tell us. So we got over to the hospital, which is across the street with F1 building, and pretty much flew over to the next building. We get into the emergency room, and my mom is gasping for air, and her heart is pounding really quick. Mind you, she had a pacemaker. She had a leak in her mitral valve and replaced with a mechanical valve. Therefore, she was on blood thinners and morphine and all that. I saw my mother struggling for air. She couldn't talk. I asked her if she was okay. She said no. She kept going like this. So I knew her chest was bothering her. I asked her, did she eat anything? Did she choke on anything? Was anything in her throat? She said no. I said, did this just happen all of a sudden? She said, yeah. I said, did they just give you medication when this happened? She said, yeah. So apparently I'm guessing that somebody gave the wrong medication. It was never proven. But I'm guessing somebody gave her the wrong medicine that created this arrhythmia, so to speak. Tachycardia, actually. So they said that if she stayed at that rate of breathing the way she did, that she would end up with a heart attack and not make it. They tried everything they could to slow it down with medications, IV, all kind of stuff, and nothing worked. They said we're going to have to put the vent in and put her unconscious in an induced coma in order to calm her heart rate down, in order for her to have a chance to survive. So we did that. I agreed. My brother didn't like it, but I was in charge of her medical, so I said, yes, do it. My mother kept saying, no, 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 and I said, you're not going to die here. I can't consciously let you die without trying. Mom, just hang in there. We got to do this, and then hopefully we can take it out and you can be better, and then we'll go home. She never came home. January, she died in the hospital. So what I was talking about is I had to see the silver lining in that. And the silver lining was, had I have done nothing, I would have never been satisfied emotionally that if we didn't take a chance and a risk to do that, that it might work out. And she, even though she was scared to death and she didn't like anything in her throat, her and I the same way, We don't like throat things. And even though she struggled with it, they put the vent down and waited, and she never got better. They tried to take her off the vent. She declined really quickly. So we put her back on for a minute, and all my family was there waiting to see what to do next. We waited days and days and days, and finally decided that now we're doing this to please ourselves, not for what's in her best interest, so I have to make a decision. I told my brother, we have to make a decision together. Nobody wants to let your mother go, right? Nobody wants to let your mother go. But I had to put my own selfish reasons to the side and put on my professional hat as to what is in the best interest of my mother's health. And allowing her to go to heaven was going to be in her best interest. She was 67, young. Long story short, sometimes when you don't get the wish that you're wishing for, sometimes when you don't get the person that you're asking for, sometimes when you don't get to keep the relationship that you're wanting, while you're in it at that moment, Pisces, while you're in it at that moment, it's hard to see out the windows because they're filled with steam. You have to kind of rub the window to kind of look and see, because you can't see outside. Sometimes what you don't understand at this moment, why they're not talking, why it's not working out, why they're not around you, why they don't love you, why it didn't last, you can't see what's coming. You can't see right now why you're all caught up with this, with anxiety and frustration and sadness and grief and all the things that are around you. You can't see clearly through the storm, so to speak. And it is a storm that you are struggling with, Pisces. It is a storm, so to speak. Storms are things that make us uncomfortable. Storms are things that challenge us to see through to the other side where the light is going to shine. The rain is what brings the flowers. Everything in life is going to have an opposite. You have sun, you have rain, you have salt, you have pepper, you have happiness, you have sadness. You have good days, you have bad days. There's always something to balance out. Blind faith will get you to where you need to be. Waiting, praying, using your higher power, whatever that is for you. Talking to other people. Expressing yourself, not holding all those emotions and feelings in. Allowing yourself to feel what you feel and identify those feelings. Identify that grief. But then say, okay, okay, I'm okay. Tell yourself, I'm okay. I made the best choice and decision to the best of my ability for the best interest of the other person, or for the best interest of myself, if it's a personal relationship kind of thing. But when you're deciding something medical for somebody else, you make the best decision for their benefit, not for yours. So, after all was said and done, yes, I could then see and understand why I made the choice that I did, because I didn't want her to suffer. I didn't want her to spend her life unconscious in a nursing home. I didn't want her to spend her life on a breathing tube. That's not living for me. That wouldn't be living for her. If she couldn't communicate, she couldn't talk, she couldn't open her eyes, she couldn't be conscious. Keep her body here running by mechanical influences for what? To make me feel good that my mom's still alive? Again, in relationships, situationships, you have choices and decisions that are going to hurt really bad at the moment. You have some things that are going to be really great at the moment. But the point of this whole conversation for you, Pisces, blessings come in all types of disguises, all kind of ways. A blessing that you woke up today is exactly that, a blessing. A blessing that I was able to make a choice and decision for my mother, that my cognitive skills were on point, and that I feel that I did the right thing, and I'm sure of it. Did I like it? No. Did I want to have to do it? No. Was it something I needed to do? Yes. So sometimes we have to do things, Pisces, that we don't want to do, that we don't like to do. But you know what you need to do. You're always going to have that one voice on this shoulder and one voice on that shoulder. And you have to decide which voice you want to listen to. The one that's saying do the right thing. Don't be selfish. Don't be greedy. Don't let your ego get in the way. Don't get your feelings in it. Or be selfish. Be greedy. It's all about you. It's not about them. It's to impress other people. It's to get the attention. Which voice are you going to listen to? Because there's going to be coming a time for you in the month of December. You're going to have to make a tough choice. I don't know if it's about a loved one. It might be about yourself. It might be a decision or choice that's been weighing heavily on your mind, and you've been unsure or unable to make that choice or decision because you didn't have enough evidence, you didn't have enough information, you didn't have enough details, you didn't have a convincing argument. You are the judge and jury of your own life. And you will reap the rewards or the consequences. My only answer to you, Pisces, in the month of December is to choose the right shoulder. Choose the right voice. And doors will open up unexpectedly for you. December is not going to be all sad or hard. There's going to be a lot of great aha moments. There's going to be a lot of things where you're thinking about the past or certain things in the past. There is going to be someone from your past who's going to communicate or contact you. This could be an old friend, schoolmate, something. Somebody is going to want to have a type of a reunion with you, or you may just run into this person sporadically. It might be just exciting, spontaneous. Perhaps some of you who are going to meet somebody, this love, this new love. Perhaps some of you, again, very spontaneous, unexpected. Maybe you're just like, you know what? I wasn't even looking to date. I didn't even want to meet anybody new. I was just starting to get myself together. I just got out of that terrible relationship. I wasn't ready to bring somebody new in. Not your plan always, sometimes God's plan, okay? So don't kick a gift horse in the mouth, okay, in December. Don't do it. All right. Now Scorpio. Everybody loves this Scorpio. I don't know why, but everybody loves this Scorpio. So Scorpio, woo, woo, woo. You see what you got? Yeah. 3 of Cups. Lots of love around. For some of you, you may have 3 people in your life. You may have your partner, your husband, your wife. You may have your girlfriend. You may have your boyfriend. You may have family, friends, all the above. So for some of you, yeah, there's a third-party thing going on. Yep. Or you're wanting to make a third-party thing. Some of you, Scorpios, have an interest somewhere, and you're like, should I go for that? Should I go for that? Sure is looking good to me. Sure looks tempting. Sure like to find out more. Be careful, Scorpio. Be careful. Don't do what you know you shouldn't do. Don't go cheating. If you're not happy where you're at or who you're with, that's not working out well, or if it's just okay, there's really not a problem there, it's just boredom, but I just like what I see over here, then you're not in love with what you have there. Because if you're focused more on what's out there than you are with what you're with, then you don't need to be there, okay? So get rid of that first, and then go over here and introduce yourself. For some of you, this is about being in the month of December, being around a lot of friends, a lot of supportive people, a lot of good energy, a lot of blessings, a lot of opportunities. So Scorpio, there's doors that are going to open and there's doors that are going to slam shut. And when they slam shut, you're going to have to be the one to decide whether you want to open it back up and get another smack in your face or you want to leave it closed. You're going to have to decide, okay, whether the dog's going to bury the bone or he's going to dig the bone up. Your choice. Your choice. For some of you, you're going to act crazy, just like Tyler would say. Just like Tyler would say, crazier than a shithouse rat. And what I'm saying about that is you're scattering all over the place. You're just trying to find something, someone, somewhere so that you could just do something or be with somebody. You don't care who it is. You're not even being choosy about your choices. It's like you don't even care. You say, I'll take this one. I'll just be with that one. So what? I'll just sleep with that one. I'll sleep with that one. I'll sleep with that one. You know what? Slow your little ass down before you get something that you don't want. Some of you don't have to go be taking antibiotics for the Christmas. Don't be doing it. It ain't worth it. And a lot of y'all don't want to put your raincoats on. Well, that's your problem. And then you're going to be surprised when you got a baby coming up later. At your age, are you crazy? Are you crazy? All right. So wear your protective gear, okay? Your PPE, all of it. All right, Scorpio. So I must say, some of you Scorpios, you keep trying to buy love. You think every time you're just doing something for that person or giving that person something or giving them money or paying their bill or helping them out of jams all the time that they keep getting jammed up in. And they keep repeating that same cycle because insanity is real. But you want to keep rescuing them because you think that's going to make you the hero and that's going to make them fall in love with you. No, it's not. They're just going to keep using you. That every time they get into a funk or into a bad place, that you're going to get them out of there. So you want to be their scapegoat. Either you're going to run out of money first, or you're just going to run yourself and your mind and your crazy thoughts into the ground. For some of you, I know you love this one person. I know you do. For some of you Scorpios, I know that's all you've ever wanted is for that to work out. But if it's not working out right now, it's not supposed to. It's not supposed to. If they're with somebody else right now, it's because that's where they're supposed to be. Remember what I said about a season? Well, I don't know how many months or years their season is going to last. But it is, in fact, a season. So you just got to trust the way it is. Go with the flow. Get yourself busy into something. Occupy your mind. Maybe date somebody different. You might be surprised that if you take your hooks out of them, somebody else might want to put their hooks in you. But you weren't open for the opportunity because you were so busy worried about something you don't have or you can't have right now. Like I said to the previous sign of Pisces, I said don't kick a gift horse in the mouth. So same goes for you, Scorpio. Scorpios, you can't buy love. Okay? So all the gifts, paying all the bills, giving them everything they want, working 20,000 extra hours overtime so that you can treat this person the way that they want to be treated. How are they treating you? What are they doing for you? I'm not saying that if you give 20, they got to give you 20. I'm not saying if you give a $500 gift, they have to give you a $500 gift. I'm not saying that. Sometimes it's not about your money. Matter of fact, for most, hopefully, it's never about the money. It's got to be about what they bring to the table. It's got to be about surviving with that person. It's that ride or die kind of feeling. If you find that person, I suggest you don't ever let them go. And hope they don't let you go. Because when you find that person, it can be your best friend, your best advocate, your biggest cheerleader, your biggest fan, but your most honest friend too. The person who wants to help you to create a better version of yourself. The person who is always trying to encourage you to reach for the stars, to go for it, to get it. The person who's not selfish in your life saying, well, if you go to school, then you're not going to pay attention to me. We want somebody in our life that's going to encourage us to keep going, to keep trying, to keep fighting, and to let you know you're never going to be alone doing it because your partner, they're going to be right there with you the whole way. See, good friends, good partners, they ride with you on the good days and the bad days. You may not always agree to something. You may not always get along. You are two different people, two different DNAs, two different personalities, two different perspectives. But if you're always willing to compromise, meet each other halfway, agree to disagree, but yet respect each other's opinions, you can't lose. Don't put an expectation, Scorpio, on someone because you'll get disappointed. Stop trying to control it and just let it happen. Let it happen naturally. Nobody wants something forced down their throat. Nobody wants to be forced to have to tell you they love you. Nobody wants to be forced to have to go make the bed. Nobody wants to be forced to do anything. So just let it happen. You, for years, for most of you years, have been trying to make something happen. And you know what? Here's a little secret. Once you stop trying, it takes away that resistant energy, that negativity, and it might just turn around on its own and come right towards you and land right in your lap. But you'll never find out unless you just back up a little bit. Take your energy, all that energy you're trying to put into that, put it into you. Make yourself shine. Make somebody really desire and want to be with you because you're being everything that you could be. Because your confidence will attract more people than your victimization person of you. If you look at that victim mode of you, am I going to come towards you because you're a victim? Or am I going to come towards you because you seem positive, encouraging, bright, funny, happy, friendly, loving, caring, empathetic? Yeah, that's where I'm going to come. I'm not going to voluntarily walk into the lion's den. I'm not. So I can get eaten up by the tigers, lions, and bears? Oh my. No. So, if you look at things from the way that you want to be attracted to, you want to be attracted to positivity, right? So you're not going to try to lean toward the negative side. And anybody else that you're trying to bring into your life, they're not going to just voluntarily choose to self-sabotage. They're not. Everybody is wanting to do something and make choices and decisions that are going to make their life better, easier. Like my training coach just said yesterday, work smarter, not harder. All right? Thanks, Daryl. Okay, next. Fire signs. Aries. Aries, stop worrying about a heartbreak. Stop worrying about getting hurt. Stop worrying about what if I did. Are they really serious? Do they really mean it? Did they really want me? Was I on their mind? Would it have worked out? Woulda, coulda, shoulda. If you're going to spend all that energy on worrying about that, then you're staying focused and you're just staying in this one lane. You got blinders on like a horse and you're not seeing everything else going on around you. You're missing opportunities left and right. There is an opportunity for you to take another road, another direction, another avenue. And if you do choose to go down this other avenue, this other road, you're going to find out that everything around it, everything around that direction that you're going to take is going to pop right out for you. Like, here I am. How about this? Would you like this? Would you like that? You're going to have so many opportunities. But if you choose the wrong road, and I'm not telling you which one to choose, I'm not telling you where that road's at, because for each one of you, it's different. But you can either take the road that you've already been on back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, or you can take this new route. The route that you should have taken a long time ago, but this route over here, where you were familiar with, that you've always traveled, that you kept doing over and over, when it never worked out for you. So there's a little clue on what to do next. So Aries, yes, there is definitely cooperation coming through. There is companionship coming through. There is friendships that are building. There is a new love that is on the horizon. There is somebody who's on the same page as you, on the mindset as you, somebody who's just as scared as you, somebody who's wanting to try to do this, somebody who's going to want to try to hang around, somebody who's going to take it a little bit slow, somebody who's going to be very flirtive, very attentive, somebody who's going to be very giving and kind. They're going to be there. Question is, are you going to let them stay? See, because it's always the Aries that's going to sabotage it. It's always Aries who gets scared and panics and backs up. It's always scared and saying, hell no, they're not going to use me, take advantage of me. They're not going to do this and that. You know what? Stop it. Stop it, Aries. Aries, you're an amazing person. You have so much to offer. But I'll tell you something, Aries, you're caught up in your own shit in your own head. You're the one that creates all this shit and then believes that it's going to happen and it's going to sabotage and they're going to come after you and they're going to ruin it and they're going to just use you. And you keep on that mindset and you're going to stay by yourself. For what? Stop fearing a broken heart. Stop fearing that everybody wants to hurt you. That's not how it is. You are reflecting on something from your childhood. Feeling abandonment, feeling used, feeling taken advantage of, feeling not cared for. I'm sorry that happened when you were a child. I know you know what I mean. Perhaps your father wasn't there, your mother wasn't there, they both weren't there. Maybe an aunt raised you, maybe somebody else did, maybe it wasn't so good, maybe bad things happened. Maybe they did. But happened is past tense. You're an adult now. See, now when something starts to feel threatening to you or something you don't like, you're an adult and now you can speak up. As a child, you couldn't, but as an adult, you can say, hey, whoa, back up, fool. You ain't doing that. I'm not in for that. I didn't sign up for that shit. I didn't sign up for this. I'm out. Bye, Felicia. Bye. All right? So take a chance. All right? Don't keep ending stuff. Don't keep walking away. Don't keep quitting. You start and you don't finish. You start and you don't finish. This time you need to finish. All right, Aries. Leo. Leo. Messages coming back and forth. Offers, opportunities, job opportunities. Money is going to come in. Finances are going to get better. Making better choices and decisions is going to be helpful. If you choose to go back to old paths, old behaviors, old actions, you're going to have arguments and fights. And perhaps you're going to be fighting to get yourself out of your own imprisonment. So you do need to cut something out in your life that you know is going to tend to lead you down the wrong road, down the wrong path. You can't keep being stubborn and saying, well, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it my way. And trying to overpower somebody else or trying to feel like you're in control, like you're taking self-control, like you're the one who's able to make this decision, that you're going to be fine. You're convincing yourself. You're going to have to keep putting in more and more hard work because you're going to keep digging your own grave, so to speak. Right now, you're in the middle of recovery. You need to start doing some more meditation, clearing your mind, getting good positive thoughts in your head and get rid of the negative ones. Right now, stop self-destructing. You got to stop the self-destructing behaviors, Leo, before you put yourself either in a penitentiary, in a hole, or in the ground. You want to be in a jail, institution, or death because you get 3 choices if you choose to keep self-destructing. The only person you're hurting is you. You think every time you get upset with a situation or a decision that somebody else made or something that somebody else did, and you think you're getting them back because you're going to go do something that's very self-destructive, you're going to hurt yourself. And they're going to be free and clear to go do whatever the hell they want to do with no limits and no boundaries, and you're going to be having somebody tell you what to do, when to sit, when to shit, when to eat. You want that? You want 3 hots and a cot? It'll be yours. Now, you know what optimism is. You know how to get success. You know how to achieve your goals. You know exactly what to do, so stop acting like you don't. You know exactly what to do. You've watched enough. You've learned enough. You've always watched. You've always watched. Be careful, too. You may have law enforcement watching you, seeing what your next move is, seeing what you're going to do or what you're not going to do. Somebody may be just waiting to set your ass up. So you better make really good choices and decisions for the month of December. Or January, you'll be getting 3 hots and a cot. Okay. Sagittarius. You might be dealing with a child who's very rebellious. You tell them to do this, they'll do the opposite. You may be dealing with an older adult who's just not used to somebody having to take their independence and do things for them. They want to do it themselves. They're very frustrated. Maybe they're struggling with dementia, Alzheimer's. Maybe this is something that's making you feel like, oh, I hate to have to keep telling them what to do, or they're getting on my nerves because I can't believe that I have to do all this for them. This is your family member. Yes, you have to do it. They had to do it when you were little. Now you have to do it. So what? Trust me. Change your perspective. Get your respect back into priority. Okay? It's one thing we don't do is disrespect our parents. Sagittarius. For some of you, you're going to come up with this really great idea. You're going to come up with some kind of plan, an action plan, so to speak. Something that's going to make the frustration go away from you. It's going to make your life easier. It's going to make your family members happier. For some of you, this is about a child, and you're going to come up with a plan for them that is going to encourage them and help them and build their self-esteem and get them back on the right track. Your person, your child, whoever it is acting out for a reason, and it's up to you to figure out what the reason is. Use a different perspective, put yourself in their place, and see, why do you think you would be acting that way if you were in their place? What's going on around you that would make you want to act that way? And it'll all make sense to you. Sometimes you got to take a walk in somebody else's shoes to know exactly where they've been, why they're acting the way they do. If you don't bring yourself to communicate with them on their own level, how are you going to know what they're talking about? Let me tell you something. Don't judge people. You will always be one paycheck short of homelessness. You understand that? Your blessings that are in front of you right now can all be taken away within a blink of an eye. Trust me when I tell you, don't get too comfortable. Don't get too cocky. Because shit can change that fast. It's a warning for you for December. You need to change an attitude, a behavior, a thought pattern, a routine. You need to start doing something a little bit different. It can't always be all about you. I don't mean to be hard on most Sagittarians, but right now, you're not the victim here, but you keep playing the victim. Did you make a choice or decision to stay with that person? Did you allow them to keep coming back? But yet you're the victim because they kept abusing you, because they kept verbally abusing you, mentally abusing you, emotionally abusing, because you kept letting them come back. So you have to take some accountability and responsibility for your own actions as well. It's not just all them. Okay? There's things that you need to work on as well. So Sagittarius, for the month of December, listen, start getting your priorities in order. That's pretty much the bottom line. Clean up the shit, the mess that you've created. So that by the end of December, when January comes around, when the new year, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, when it comes around, make your resolutions about being a better you, about doing things more so and caring about other people's feelings that it affects or emotions that it affects. Because sometimes your choices and decisions affect other people and you're not even noticing that. It's just all about you. Got to make some changes. Last but not least, the group of earth signs, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo, Capricorn. Wishes are coming true. There is finally good news coming. All that hard work, that effort, all those intentions, all those good intentions, all those great manifestations, all that positive thinking. Listen, getting rid of that stinking thinking, deciding that, you know what, I'm going to go with the flow. I'm going to just keep doing the right thing, and eventually it's going to work out, and now it's working out. So December is going to be really good for you. Finally, you can pat yourself on the back because you did it. Not me, not anybody else, but you did it. You finally are doing it. And I need you to keep going. I know it's not all right there in front of you yet, but it's all coming. Excuse me, and for you to open that door and for you to allow the blessings to keep coming in. Remember, you got to clean out the old shit so there's room for the new shit, right? So keep doing what you're doing. Keep weeding out the weeds so that the new growth, the new beautiful flowers can just grow and grow and grow, all right? Things are really coming together in December. Money's going to be good. Love is going to be good. Relationships, friendships, family, all going to be good. A lot of gatherings, a lot of happiness, a lot of fun times, and definitely lovers. So whatever you thought wasn't going to happen, whatever you thought wasn't possible, it's just about to turn around full circle. We did a 180, now it's going into the 360, so get ready. All right? Taurus. Taurus, I know you're dealing with betrayal, deception. Somebody may have lied to you, somebody took advantage of you, but you know, Taurus, it's okay. You learned a lot through this lesson. You're able to move forward. I know you keep kind of reneging on something, like you're wanting to go back and think about something from the past, but you know what? Maybe you should just leave it. Let sleeping dogs lie, so to speak, okay? Don't tempt. Don't poke the bear. Don't tempt to rebuild something that the foundation was cracked. Don't attempt to rebuild that. The foundation, if the foundation is faulty in any way, shape, or form, it will not be able to sustain or hold all of the weight, all of the drama, all of the situation, all of the different things that are going to come in and out and interact with both of you. The faulty foundation is cracked. It needs to be completely broken down, destroyed, and start over. You need to build a new foundation. Maybe this time you're just building it for yourself instead of for you and the other person. Maybe it's time that you get yourself back to school, that you get yourself re-educated, you go get that degree that you've been wanting to have, maybe that certification even that you're needing to start that new job. Whatever the case may be, it's very important for you to believe in yourself and know that you can do this. So many doors will open for you as you take that first step into believing in you. All right? So that's what your work to do in December is, to start believing in you and trusting your higher power. Okay? Taurus. I might be doing this twice. If I am, oh well. Taurus. So Taurus, you have a lot of new ideas coming. There is a lot of curiosity where you're concerned with the Page of Swords. There's a lot of curiosity. There's a lot of things that you're going to be alerted to. It's also talking about you feeling kind of restless, like I need to do something. I know I need to make a decision. Or I know that I got to try something new. I know that, you know what, I belong somewhere else. You might be wanting to move. Some of you might wanting to change your location. For some of you, it might be good news coming your way. It might be information that is going to help you to get something to the next level. It also could be a negotiation that you're trying to have with somebody. You're trying to get somebody to meet you halfway. Perhaps this is with court, child support, maybe visitation, whatever, or even custody. For some of you, the information is going to come through messages, or there is going to be some type of contract that's going to be signed coming up in the month of December. So things are looking very positive. Take your time. Read everything carefully. Don't agree until you understand what it is you're reading, what it is you're about to sign. Okay? Virgo. Virgo, you have the Ten of Pentacles. A lot of wealth, financial security, finally getting through all the debt. Now be careful with Christmas. Don't build up the debt again. Presents and prices, if you can't pay them off immediately within 30 days, don't do it. Right now, you want to contribute to something. You want to give your thoughts about something. You want to initiate something. You want to get involved with something or join this, perhaps, group. It might be a social group. It might be some type of an organization that you stand behind or believe in. Also, there's something about mothers against drunk drivers, or it's mothers against their children who've been shot. I don't know what that's called, but there is something coming up and showing me that has to do with somebody's death, that you're wanting to join this organization and get something, get involved and make your own contribution somehow, some way, with donating your time, your energy, your love. For some of you, you have a lot of opportunities or options that are going to be put in front of you. Be careful of the choices and decisions that you make. Don't make these choices with these options out of greed, out of, well, what can I get from me? No. Look for balance, okay? Look for balance. Also understand that you're coming to a completion of something. There's something where all of your accomplishments, are making you finally reach a completion. It's finally served you. There's a wholeness about you that's coming, this feeling of a wholeness. You're having this fulfillment inside of you. It's feeling very fulfilled, very grateful, very like astounding. This is an unbelievable feeling that you're about to get. An unbelievable feeling that's going to feel like a victory. It's going to feel like you finally did it. You finally mastered something. You finally accepted a challenge and you conquered your fears doing so. You are going to be progressing forward. You are going to make a determination about something very soon as well. There's also a new journey that you're about to take, a new path, a new road. For some of you, it's about planning a vacation for coming up in May or June, I see, of next year. I also feel like that your success is going to get you there. You are recovering right now, like the Six of Swords, from hard times. You are definitely trying to move on or move forward. And know that this is the best thing that you can do. Just wash your hands of whatever it was and move forward. So these are all of the messages for the month of December for each sign. I hope you all enjoyed this, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful December. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Happy day.